Hey everybody, it's David from Trail Adventures USA. Today we have a special episode. We are going to install the Smittybilt X20 10,000 pound winch with synthetic rope on this Colorado ZR2. We're going to utilize the CBI half bumper for the installation. This is a great DIY project that you can do in your own garage, so stay tuned for the complete step-by-step coming up next.
The Smittybilt winch comes with the power pack, power leads, hardware, additional wiring, the remote control and connection cable, the synthetic rope, and tow hook. The CBI half bumper also comes with all additional hardware needed to install it on the Colorado ZR2. Step 1 is to remove the front fascia from the truck. The next step is to prepare the front bumper for the winch installation. Make sure you use Loctite on all hardware. All the hardware should be torqued according to the manufacturer's guidelines. This will help save time in the long run.
Next, install the winch on the bumper. The winch and the winch plate holes should match up. If they don't, you may have to drill your own. Use the appropriate hardware that comes with the kit and make sure that you use Loctite. So after you've installed your bolts and you've torqued them to the spec, you want to make sure that you center the bolts in the cutout. If you do it too far to the front, it may cause rope binding. Set it too far to the back and it may be too close to your radiator. So setting it right in the center of the cutouts is perfect. Next, install your power module on the top of the winch frame. You'll see that the terminals for your wires are all properly color coded. Install your wire, washer, lock washer, and nut. It's a 10mm socket. Tighten it down and do that for the remainder of the wire connections.
Next, remove your skid plate using a 15mm socket.
After you remove your skid plates, remove your torque screws. Below your tow hooks, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Complete the process for the other side. Then we'll move under the wheel well to remove those. Under each wheel well, you'll have torque screws here that go all the way down to here. You also have a pop rivet, plastic pop rivet here in the fender lining that needs to come out. Then you'll also have a couple of torque screws under the fender well in these areas that also have to be removed. With gentle pressure, go ahead and pull away the fender flare. It should pop right out. Take your time. Okay. After you do that, you'll have access to the wheel well, and there'll be 3 7mm nuts on the back side. Right there that need to come out.
Now, before removing the front fascia, use a multi-tool to cut the opening for the CBI front bumper.
So you're going to use a 10mm with a long extension. If you have one, that's fine. If you have to gang them up, that's good too, no problems. We'll put it inside, and then there's a nut that's up there. Go ahead and remove that nut. Once you remove that nut, there's another one on this side, and that will allow the front fascia to pull away from the truck.
When you're taking off the front fascia, if you have the bow tie in the front that lights up, you'll have to disconnect that. Then this plastic surround comes off. It does not get reused. This plastic fairing here also comes off. It does not get reused. And if you have your lights installed like I do, you will have to remove them, remove the brackets, and reinstall it on your CBI bumper.
Go ahead and remove the 15mm nuts so that you can remove your front bumper.
As you guys seen earlier, I used a rigid multi-tool to cut the lower part of the bumper off. When you're done, just simply remove it. And then you'll have to deburr the edge. Really easy, just use a deburring tool or a box knife. Just take your time, come out just fine. Next, go ahead and remove your recovery hooks, 18mm socket.
After you removed all your 10mm bolts and you've cut your zip ties for the wires, including the temperature sensor, you should be able to just pull this straight out and remove it. This will not be reused. As a pro tip, you should clean out your AC condenser now while you have a chance. So if you did not have an LED bar installed in the front of your truck, you probably have some plastic slats that are still installed. We had to cut those out for our light bar originally. So you'll find inside here is your temperature sensor, and there's 3 plastic tabs. You have to pinch the tabs in to remove it. And if you don't reinstall this, you'll get a check engine light. So make sure that you properly remove that, and then we're going to reinstall it in the front of the truck. Just go ahead and take all the wire out. So utilize the provided bracket by CBI for your temperature sensor, and then re-secure it to the front of the core support. So we use a basic floor jack to raise the winch bumper and the winch into place. And as long as you're on stock tires and you're working off the floor in your garage, you should be just fine. Then you're going to use your factory bolts to reattach everything. Pretty simple. Okay, temp sensors installed. We went ahead and made sure that none of our wires were actually in contact with our radiator support or our radiator. Zip tied everything, and we have our wires coming up into the battery area. Next thing to do is to install the grill. Next, make sure you have solid connections to your grounds. If you have an identified ground, it's advisable that you use that, or you can go directly to your battery. And make sure you have a direct connection to your battery post. Hey guys, so that's how you install your CBI half bumper and your Smittybilt winch. Now this is not meant to be a tutorial to tell you exactly how to do your own installation. This is just how it worked out on the ZR2. And I have to tell you the honest truth, I love how it turned out. So stay tuned for the next episode. We have more DIY projects coming up.